seeds all won their conference tourney, and 5 of the top 16 teams in KenPom are in the East bracket. So it's pretty tough. And the crazy thing is BYU would have been their top 5, but they can't play on Sunday, so they had to drop it down to a 6. So that hurts a little bit. I'm so sick of people complaining about the draw. Just go out there and win freaking games.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's even the people who have the so-called easier out, it's still going to be tough.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a tournament for a reason. Okay, some got maybe lucky and won their conference tournament, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a crapshoot at the end of the day. We've seen more times than not the best team in college basketball doesn't win the NCAA championship.
Right.
More times than not. Sometimes they do. I mean, UConn, everybody wants to crown them already, at least guaranteed to make the Final Four. Interesting thing about them, in the past 6 tournaments, they've been out of the first round 1 time. That was last year, and they won the championship.
There you go. Yeah. And arguably on paper, as I said, they're probably in the toughest regional. So in the toughest region. Now this UConn team's obviously loaded and they're very good. But again, you just never know. You could have a bad shooting game and get popped by an 8 or 9 seed or a 16 seed for that matter. It's still not common for a 16 seed to do it. But
it's only happened twice. But
it's happened twice. But it does seem like 15 seeds are getting 2 seeds more often than not here. Not more often than not, but more so than they were years back. So, and a 14-3 is not an easy game anymore. Morehead State's 26-8 for a reason. They're pretty good.
Yep.
So,
you got to go out there and win, like you said. You got to go out there and make shots. You got to stay out of foul trouble,
and
got to get done.
Especially with teams like Purdue or Illinois that get down early, and that thought creeps in. Here we go, And so hopefully that panic doesn't set in for them.
Yeah, it's interesting. In the Midwest region, it's pretty much Maui Classic 2.0 with 4 of the teams that were in the Maui being in the region together. Yeah. So kind of crazy there. Let's start off with the East region. We'll just go kind of game by game. I think we got enough time. So starting with UConn against Stetson. First time Stetson ever making the tournament. I don't presume you have 16/1 there.
I do not. I have
well.
I have UConn getting there.
I have UConn as well. 8-9 Florida Atlantic, last year's darling Final Four team. This year they kind of coasted through the regular season. A lot of people say if Florida Atlantic didn't make that run last year, they wouldn't be in the tournament this year. And they are against 9 seed Northwestern.
Yeah, their one saving grace was that neutral court win in overtime. I think double overtime against Arizona. But I mean, they have 4 losses. I mean, they lost to Bryan at home. I think with no Ty Berry, I think Northwestern will struggle because FAU has really good guard play, and I think they can maybe not neutralize Boo Buie. I think he'll get his, but I ultimately think FAU wins a fairly close one.
I'm kind of Big Ten homerish in a little way in my picks, not Andy Katz like, but I have Northwestern winning, and because of Boo Buie, I think he's gonna go nuts at least one time in the tournament.
Boo Buie's the kind of guy that he can absolutely carry you, and he is he's a killer out there. He's good.
Yes, he is. 5 seed San Diego State, last year's runner-up to UConn, and 12 seed UAB.
Give me San Diego State in that one.
I agree with that. I can't say I've watched much of their team at all this year, but I feel confident with that one. Yep. 4 seed Auburn, who won the SEC tournament, versus 13 seeded Yale.
Bruce Pearl's team barely had any quad 1 wins this year heading into the SEC tourney, and they picked up a few. Bruce's teams play pretty well in March, so give me Auburn.
I'm taking Auburn as well. I don't like Bruce Pearl, but I like this Auburn team. I think they're destined for a run here. 6 seed BYU against 11 seed Duquesne. The Dukes making their first tournament appearance since 1977.
And their head coach announced he's going to retire at the end of the year.
Go out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. BYU can score it with the absolute best of them. Give me BYU. I think they blow them out.
I'm taking BYU as well. Your 3 seed Illinois fighting a line against the 14 seed Morehead State. Like you said, they're a pretty good team. Purdue got the better of them either November. I think it was November. It was one of the first games of the season, if not their first game of the season. But they only lost by 1 to Indiana and played some other big teams tough. So they got experience going against some big boys.
Their best player, forget his name. He's 6'7", 230, pretty good shooter. He's going to be a guy who I would say matchup nightmare, but Illinois has good size at about every position these days. So I feel pretty good about that. Morehead State slows it down though, and I saw a thing today that people should pick Morehead State because 80% of the time that teams that are slow the pace down and all that go against teams that want to run. The team that slows it down wins. And so I saw that. But Illinois, I don't really think they go out and run that much besides Shannon. Their best offense is Marcus Domask and the booty ball, as they call it.
Yeah, backing them down.
That little post up, they like to slow it down a little bit, and it's super efficient. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference for Morehead State. So give me Illinois fairly comfortably.
Yep, I'm taking Illinois as well. Good matchup here, 7 seed Washington State and 10 seed Drake.
Give me Drake. Their coach, I think, will get a big job. Darren DeVries, his son is their best player, and he's really good for Drake. So I haven't watched Washington State at all. I watched Drake in the Arch Madness championship game, and I was pretty impressed. So give me Drake.
Yeah, they shot 61% from behind 3-point arc against the Sycamores. I'm taking Drake as well, and Ohio State's job's not open. They promoted Diebler from interim to full time, but Louisville's open and Michigan's open as of now, and we'll see what other jobs. And maybe Drake's head coach could fit one of those. 2 seed Iowa State, who just absolutely throttled Houston and held them to. We only allowed them to score 41 points in the Big 12 tournament championship against the 15 seeded South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
Yeah, team of no names. Couldn't name one player on their team, and the national media could barely name you one player on their team. But man, are they good! That defense is absolutely dynamite. So give me Iowa State.
I'm taking Cyclones as well. I think it's their best team they've had since 99, probably, when they made the Elite Eight with Jamal Tinsley, Marcus Pfizer. So you got Florida Atlantic, I got Northwestern, but we both have them against UConn second round.
I have UConn advancing.
I have the defending champs advancing as well. We both have San Diego State against Auburn.
Give me Auburn.
I have the Tigers as well. We both have BYU against Illinois.
First one to 100 wins, and I think Illinois does it. Give me Illinois.
I got the Illini as well, and we both have Drake against Iowa State.
The Battle of Iowa, Dubuque, Iowa against Ames, Iowa. Give me Iowa State.
I am taking the Cyclones as well. UConn and Auburn, Sweet 16.
Give me UConn.
I'm taking the Auburn Tigers.
All right.
There's an upset for me. I think UConn's very good. I understand why more people than not have them in the Final Four and the championship. I just feel like usually not the darling pick, but that favorite pick of everybody usually falls short. It seems like somewhere. So, Illinois, Iowa State, Sweet 16.
Give me Illinois. I gotta take them.
You got the homer pick. Road stops for the Illini right there for me. I'm taking Iowa State. So you have UConn and Illinois in the Elite Eight.
Give me UConn.
UConn advanced to the Final Four. I have Auburn and Iowa State, and I have Auburn, Bruce Pearl and Auburn representing the East region. I know, I don't like it, but I figured I had to go out on a limb on a few of these regions, so that's kind of what I did.